Hey guys, so today what we're going to do is we are going to be coding a robotics challenge for Halloween. And so you can see that your job, if you're taking a look here at my screen, is you and your Finch robot will need to rescue your scared friends from the maze and collect as much candy, virtual candy, as possible without getting stuck, scared, or tired. In other words, running out of battery or bumping up against some of these other obstacles. Now, we have this giant map. Here's your little Finch, and it's got a costume on it in my design here. You're going to go forward, and you have to stay away from the zombie graveyard. Collect some candy, go over here and pick up your first scared friend. Then you need to grab the candy apple. I don't think anybody eats those, but whatever. Avoid the spider. Get your little cat costume friend. Come back here, get some candy corn, but avoid the creepy clown. And stay away from the bones, right? Get some more candy. Come on over here and get the witch girl. Avoid these bones. Get the last little candy bar. Avoid the zombie hand and get out to your Halloween party. And so, in order to do that, we are going to be using a Finch robot, which you can see here, birdbraintechnologies.com. And this is the Finch that I have right here. The Finch itself will turn on the bottom here with this little black guy. So I could turn it on. You can see it has some LEDs in it. It's a beak and its tail. And it has the ability to build some Legos, to put a marker in the middle. It has some wheels. It has a proximity sensor. Does a bunch of stuff. But the brains of the operation, where we're going to be coding it, is in fact this guy, which is our Microbit. So I'm going to switch over. A Microbit is a little microcontroller. It has A and B buttons on it. You can press them at the same time. You can press the logo. There's a shake function. It has an accelerometer, has a speaker, all sorts of really great things. This, as you can see, I have it plugged in. That's how we're going to get our code to it. This guy slides into our Finch right here with the connectors down. Those are called GPIO. And you can see that it actually turned right on because I've got my Finch on. So we can download code to our Microbit from right here, and we can charge our Finch right there. But I got my Finch on, so I have some sample code for you guys that will get you at least sort of started on this project. And so I'm going to show that to you right now. But first, this is where we're going to code our Microbit to control our Finch robot. And to do that, we need to create a program. In fact, you are just going to download the program that I'm sending to you, and then, or will be in the description link of the video, and you can upload it right here with this import button. So I'm going to hit import because I already have it in my downloads. I'm going to import a file. I'm going to choose the file, and here it is, and I'm going to go ahead and open that. So I'm going to set go ahead, and you can see a bunch of code in here, and I'm going to explain a little bit of what it does, and then I'll share with you kind of those links. So you can see there's a ghost there. Let me move this guy over. I've got a bunch of grayed out code at the bottom here. Finch move, Finch turn right, pause, and Finch stop. And then a bunch over here that are grayed out that you may or may not want to use. If they're grayed out, they're not going to run that code unless they are lit up. As you can see, on logo press, on B press, on start, and on A press. So when it starts, it's going to display a ghost icon. Remember, that's the costume we have. It's going to start the Finch. It's going to turn the beak. A combination of RGB, that'll give us the color. And then it'll say, it'll show this string. A string is a series of letters or characters. In this case, it'll display right across the front. You can watch, turn into a ghost, and then it will say, press A, P-R-E, and you get the rest. Press A. Now, what A is going to do is if I press A, then it's going to pause for a second, 1,000 milliseconds, to get your hand off the Finch. And it's going to cause the Finch to move forward, stop, turn left at a 45-degree angle, and then move forward 10 centimeters, stop, turn right 90 degrees, move forward, and stop. And then it's going to tell you to press B. So I'm going to jump over to the maze for a second. So we're going to start down here. It means it's going to move forward, stop, turn left at a 45-degree angle, move forward, stop, turn right at 90 degrees, move forward and stop. And that's going to rescue our first guy. But it might not, because this code doesn't work. It's the basics of what you need, but it's not exactly what you need. So let me jump back over to the code. You are going to have to take some measurements of distances and angles. Is it 10 centimeters? I don't know. 50% is just your speed. Is it 45 degrees? I don't know. Is it 10 centimeters from there? Is it 90 degrees? Is it 10 centimeters? So the first mission is what you need to solve the rescue mission for your first friend. So you're going to go straight, turn, move, stop. Once you can rescue this friend, that is when you're going to press B. Now you have to do that without touching the bones, and you have to do that without going into the zombie graveyard. So once we rescue this friend, our code, which is right over here, is going to say press B. So where we're starting from now is at that point of rescuing that mummy. So when we press B, which I'll call the mummy mission, it's going to pause, give you some time to get your hand off. Then it's going to turn. Again, you can change this left or right. A certain percentage. Is it 135 degrees? I don't know. How far? I don't know. Then it's going to stop, turn, stop, in the same process. Once you've successfully rescued your, I think it's the cat friend, so we get mummy, then cat girl, then you are going to, let's go back to the code real quick. Then it's going to tell you to press A and B. So if I press A right now, it's going to start running that code. You can maybe hear the wheels moving. So it's going to go forward, it's going to turn and do everything that's over here in button A. If I press B, it's going to run this code, which is right here. If I press A and B together, you'll notice that this block of code is incomplete. That's because I didn't want to give it all to you. Now what you need to do is you need to use down here turns, moves, pauses, stops, whatever you want to use, and put them inside. I call this the alligator's mouth. Inside of this code, it will run them in order. So it's going to turn left. It's going to go what? How far? At what angle? How far? And you'll notice you can use my code up here as an example of how to build your code for AB. And so let's go back. Let's say you're going to go, forward, turn right, get your candy corn, turn left, go forward, turn right. This one's tough. A lot of moves in here until you can rescue your friend in the witch costume. Then, last of all, when you go back to your code, at the end of that, press AB. It says touch the logo. Now the logo are like these two little eyes right here, and on my screen you can see them right here. This is what's called a capacitive touch button. As soon as it senses that you're touching it, sort of like electrical conductivity, it will trigger the last bit of code, which is right here on logo press. Okay, or actually we're just going to say touched on logo touch. What do? We have to build that again, and the goal this time is to go from here forward, turn, get the candy, back out, and get out of the overall maze. And I'm going to zoom out so you can see this big mat on the floor. You're going to be doing a trial and error where you code, you download the code. I'll show you how to do that. You're going to take this little cord and you're going to plug it into your Microbit, not your Finch. So it's going to go here. We need to be kind of careful with these. They are delicate. So once we got it plugged in, you're going to plug it into the USB of your computer. And then you're going to click this download button. And it'll take you through a series of steps to download it to your Microbit. All right, so this has got to be plugged in. And then we'll get that connected. Once you've got your code connected, downloaded, then you're going to unplug really carefully. You're going to set your little Finch right on top of the Finch here on our map, and you're going to hit A. And if it successfully avoids the bones, the zombie graveyard, and rescues our friend, then without moving anything, we're just going to press B, and it should move its way up here, avoid the spider, collect the apple, rescue our second friend. If that works, we're going to press A and B, and it should turn around, come back through, grab our candy corn, move our way over to our which costume friend, in which we touch our logo, and then it should find its way to the last bit of candy and its way out to our Halloween party. So that's everything that we are going to be looking at today. I know it's a lot, but you have your code in the description of the video, as well as maybe handed out to you in class. I'll show you one last thing. I'm going to give you a worksheet here where you can think about your measurements. How far is it? You could strategize by looking at the mat, measuring how far it is, measuring the angles with a protractor, which direction, left or right, and you can plan this out here for mission 1. And then down below, I've just given you a table to record other measurements for mission 2, where move, turn, move, turn, move, turn, and so on. So you got some workspace down at the bottom to plan out mission A at the top, then mission B, mission AB, and then mission logo, which are, if you're looking at this, mission A is to rescue our mummy, B, cat, AB would be our witch, and then logo is to get out. Don't rescue the creepy clown because you don't want to float. So have fun, and I can't wait to see what you come up with your Finch, your Microbit, and a little Canva designed geometry lesson.